Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about what manicures I wore for the month of July. We're in July. It is July 1st. We're talking about the manicures that I wore for the month of June. Okay, I want to make sure I got the month right. So for June, I think personally I only wore about 5 or 6 manicures. I did not start wearing polishes due to still recovering from surgery. Up until, let's see, when did I? June 13th. So it was like the second week of June before I actually started wearing polishes. With that said, I think I got in 6 for the month and my husband got in 4. So we're going to be talking about what I wore. We're going to also talk about what he wore for the month of June. I've got pedicures in here, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. I don't want to ramble on too much. Real quick side note, if I sound a little off in the video, I'm a little under the weather. I woke up with a sore, scratchy throat this morning, so there's that. But I wanted to get this filmed so I can get it edited and uploaded for you guys. I don't want it to be shared too late in the month of July because I've got other content coming. Let's go ahead and just get into it. So for pedicures for the month, I wore China Glaze It Takes Two to Mango. This is a bright neon traffic cone orange that has a little hint of shimmer in it. This one, unfortunately, is in a de-stash bin for me because I don't like this one. It was bordering on 4 coats. I did 3 coats for my pedi and could still see streaks on my big toe, so to speak, and I'm like, I should have gone in for a 4th coat, but I had already top coated, and I'm like, I'm not fiddling with it. So that one was not something that I really enjoyed. I don't know what it was. I will say neon polishes from China Glaze are finicky. It might just be me, but I have tried, I think, 3 from them recently and didn't really love either one of them. Now, this polish in It Takes Two to Mango was one of the worst ones. I feel like it just wasn't what I thought it was, and I don't know if it's because I've had it for a while or if it's just the formula. The color is beautiful. I love the bright orange. It just was streaky after 3 coats, and maybe it was application, maybe it was user error. It was beautiful. I just didn't care for the formula of their polish, this particular polish. The next pedicure, let me find it here, was Morgan Taylor's No Filter Needed. This is one that many of us had on our summer racks. There has been, I think, 3 besides me that have had this polish on our summer racks. I don't know what it is. We're all pulling this polish out. I know it was myself, Carolina from Gotta Love Polish, and then Krista from Restored by Polish. She had that polish on her rack as well, and I don't know, it just was funny that we all had it on our racks, and I don't know, I was going to say Polish with Ray had it. I'm not sure if she did, but there was at least 3 of us in this, summer rack collaboration that had that polish on there. This one it was pretty. It was a really nice, bright blue. It dried matte, which I was kind of shocked by. I did not know that. I've had this polish for a while and just got around to wearing it. It dries matte. I had an issue where, what was it, just a couple days ago? I had it on for like a week and a half and it started to peel off of one of my toenails. And I'm like, well, what the heck is up with this? And I attribute that to just the polish, the way, my feet are, that kind of thing. And I'm kind of like, is it something to do with that? I don't do a base coat when I do pedicures. Maybe I should start. It just wore off on that one toe, and I thought, well, that's weird. But I'm like, no, I'm going to go ahead and take it off. It was nothing against the polish. I just maybe should do a base coat. And then the last pedicure I have is what I have on currently, and you guys, I'm in love with this polish. I absolutely love it. It is Bikini Bottoms by ILNP. It is the most beautiful, dark, almost like deep fuchsia shade. Not really berry or burgundy, but it's in between those two. I put it on yesterday and have fallen in love with it. I'm always staring at my feet. I mean, it's warm out, you're not in regular shoes all that often, and I'm always looking at my toes. I'm just like, wow, I have a little bit of a tan. My feet have gotten tan and my legs have gotten tan from sitting outside, and I think that helps. But this is beautiful. It is a linear hollow. I don't think I talked about that. It's a linear hollow polish, and it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to go ahead and move on to manicures. I think what I'll do, I'll start with Hubby's picks first probably, because this is going to be lengthy anyway. So he started the month off with 5 Rogue polishes. We've got Night Swim, Dream Light, something there that wasn't there before, and Photo Batch, I think that's H, I can't read my own writing, and then one called Shimmering Sunset. So he does like Skittles. He picks 5 polishes and puts them on. That's what he did with this one, and they were really pretty too. I will say that. They were beautiful, and if you guys saw the community tab and all that stuff and you're on Instagram, you would have seen these photos. But they were really pretty polishes. I wouldn't wear them together, but that's just what he does. He picks 5 polishes and he does Skittles every weekend. He wears polishes on the weekends. So every weekend he picks 5 polishes or 10 polishes or whatever it is. And that's what he did with this, and I was like, huh, those are really pretty. They pair better together than I thought. There wasn't any issue with them. He didn't say there was anything in particular. You guys will see the swatches here. They're really beautiful polishes. I haven't gotten him to pose holding the nail polishes. That's not his thing. I've tried getting him to hold the polish bottles as I take pictures, but anyway. The next one he wore, these were all off of my summer rack. One of these he was supposed to wear and he chose not to, and I ended up wearing it, and I'll talk about it here in a little bit. So let's see, this is June 14th. He wore Wildflower Lacquer Snakeskin 2.0, BCB Lacquer Ask the Sea for Mercy. There is Kathleen and Co Fun Dip, which I have yet to wear. And let's see, I'm missing one here. Wildflower Starry Night, and then he switched out a polish from Rogue that he was going to wear, and I wore it, and I'll show you that here in a second. And he changed it for Bluebird Lacquer Winter is So Chill. So he wore all of these, kind of like a blue-esque Skittle. Don't remember him saying there was any issues with any of it. Most of these I think were 2 coaters. Fun Dip might have been 3, I'm not sure. I don't have that in my notes. The next one he did he just do 5? Hold on a second. He did 5, okay. So he pulled 5 polishes from the Wildflower Lacquer Jeweled Collection. I think, yeah. These weren't, I don't think either one of these were on my summer rack. I did pull a couple for me to wear, but he pulled these just off of my racks that are back here. So we have Blossom Bliss, Shattered, Vintage, Hearts Aflame, and Daydream. And I think he did the same combo on both hands. Not really sure. I only have one photo, I think. I don't think I did both hands. I don't remember. But I'll insert whatever photos I have. He said these were good polishes. Wildflower does a really great job with holographic, flaky goodness polishes. They are just beautiful, and I need to pull them out. I have a couple on my summer rack to wear, and I just haven't done that as of yet. One of those that he wore, I think actually might have been on my rack now that I'm thinking about it. I think, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if Daydream might have been on my rack, summer rack. Anyway, and then the last one he wore, he pulled all 10 polishes from the Rogue Summer Neons for 2023. He wore all 10 of those. So the picture you'll see, I think, is just one hand. I don't think I did both hands. I don't have the names off the top of my head, but I will try to list them down below. I have to go through and figure out what they're all called for, to do that. It's too much to insert in the video here, so it will just be listed down below. But if you're familiar with Rogue Lacquer's Hot Mess Express Neon polishes, he wore all 10 of them. There wasn't any issues with those. He did go in with a white blurring base coat from Cupcake Polish, and he said he wouldn't have needed to. He just thought maybe he would have to kind of amplify the opacity of these polishes. He didn't need to do a base coat underneath, like the colored base coat. I told him I didn't have to when I wore them. They were opaque in 2 to 3 coats, no issues at all. But he wasn't sure, so he did go in with a cupcake polish white base coat. But they wore really well, applied great. They dry matte, but he always throws on a glossy top coat. So that is it for what he wore. So now we're going to get into what I wore. I am just going to go in order, I think. I don't know if I'm going to remember off the top of my head which ones I didn't care for. Most of these I really enjoyed. I liked how they turned out. So the first one I wore is Wildflower Lacquer's Lucent. This is from her July 2024 release. It's actually releasing July the 5th. I don't know when you guys will see this. It might already be live at that point, but if you haven't seen the Wildflower video that I shared talking about these polishes that she's coming out with, check the description box and I'll try to put it up here. But this is a clear base polish and it's a glow in the dark polish. So I wore 3 coats of Lucent because I was swatching at the time and I just left it on and I really enjoyed it. I loved the glow in the dark aspect. I'd wake up at night and the sheets would be glowing, my bed sheets would be glowing because of the polish, and I'm like, this is so cool. I don't know if I have a glow in the dark picture of this one or not, but you can find it on Wildflower's site. If I don't have one to include, you could check the info down below. So the next one, oh, goodness gracious, hold on a minute here. Yeah, here we go. I didn't start wearing polishes regularly until June 13th. So I went in with Orly's Monroe's Red and Rogue Lacquer Blue Hawaiian. Blue Hawaiian is what my husband pulled for that blue themed manicure, and then he changed his mind. So I saw that polish from Rogue and I thought I want to play with those, find something to go with the red flakes that are in the Rogue polish. If you have that Rogue one and haven't wore it, you guys, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I did, I believe, 2 coats, and then I wore Orly's Monroe's Red. I did 2 coats of that polish, but I really should have gone in for 3. It was a little bit sheer. The polish from Orly is a beautiful, like, cherry red with shimmer in it. You just can't see the shimmer like I was hoping. It was definitely not as opaque or as prominent as I would have liked it to be. Beautiful. These were gorgeous. I do just wish the shimmer in that Orly polish was a little bit more noticeable on the nail. You almost have to be in sunlight to be able to see it. The next one I wore, let me see here, is LA Colors Splashy. This is a gel-like polish that I picked up recently. And I had a glitter acrylic on my rack from Glam Polish from a recent collection, and I wanted to take inspo from the glitters that were in that curly and see what I could come up with. And I pulled Strawberry Swirl, which was on my summer rack. That is Salon Perfect's Dippin' Dots polish. It is beautiful. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous pink. This manicure was fun. I really, really enjoyed it. I had a couple viewers comment on videos where I was wearing this manicure and they're like, what is the birthday type polish that you have on? And that was the glitter curly from Glam Polish. But this was a beautiful manicure. I really enjoyed this one. So the next one, I liked this one. I just don't know if I loved it. And I'll explain more here in a second. So we have Orly String of Hearts, and then I topped it with Wildflower Lacquer's Confetti for Betty. I loved that topper from Wildflower Lacquer. If you have it and maybe haven't wore it, try to pull it out because it's going to knock your socks off. It is gorgeous. The issue I had was that Orly polish. I have had String of Hearts in my collection for a while and have not had a chance to wear it. I went to put it on, and I will say with Orly's polishes, they can be hit or miss. But I just don't like when the formula is a little finicky, and I find that with Orly, some of their polishes are like that, and that's not my thing. So it could just be personal preference or something, I'm not really sure. But this was a gorgeous manicure. I just didn't like the way the Orly polish really performed. I only had that manicure on for 2 or 3 days, I think. Now we're going to get into the manicures that I did enjoy. So we have Rogue Lacquer I Am Enough. That was her Barbie-esque trio that she came out with. This is like a neon yellow with blue and pink flakies, I think. And again, I was trying to play around with coordinating colors with what was in the flaky polish. So I pulled a polish from my summer rack, which is called Neon Batch number 7. It was a mystery polish from Rogue. And then I wore Cirque Colors Plastic. I did 2 coats of I Am Knuff, should have gone in for a third. And I did 2 coats of the Neon Batch number 7 from Rogue. I will say I had the like tealy neon I had on this finger ended up cracking. My nails, they bend. They're not unhealthy or, you know, thin. They just flex. So when my nails bump into something, the top coat can kind of crack, and that's what happened on this finger with that Rogue polish. And then I had a chip, and I'm like, that's not gonna work. So I had to take it off, because if I don't, more stuff's gonna happen. So the next one is, let's see, this is probably my top pick out of June's manicures. I wore 2 untrieds. We have Atomic Polish Sour Apple Rings. I wore this after Polish with Ray shared a Instagram photo of this polish on her. I knew I had to pull it out. And then I paired it with Peace Out Purple from Color Club, and then over top of Peace Out Purple, I used Polish for Days, Barbie on the Boardwalk. Polished for Days, Barbie on the Boardwalk, and Atomic Polish Sour Apple Rings are coming to Polish Pickup for July. This was, oh my goodness. I could not stop staring at my nails. Every chance I had, I was staring at my nails, and I loved this manicure. Atomic Polish Sour Apple Rings is everything I've heard it to be. It is absolutely jaw-dropping. It was opaque in 2 coats. No issues with the polish whatsoever. It wore beautifully. This manicure wore beautifully, and I didn't want to take it off. I took it off just to move on to something else, but you guys, this manicure was gorgeous. This was so beautiful. If you have an opportunity to pick up that polish from Atomic for PPU this year, don't hesitate. I am contemplating getting a backup because it's that good, and I feel like it may not come back if I don't get a backup, so that's my excuse. It's that good. And then the last one I wore, I was playing around with some nail polish making supplies, and I wanted to make a white glitter crowley. This didn't quite go as planned. Things didn't quite work out like I thought, but I enjoyed it. So I ended up doing a white crowley with glitter mix that I have here, and I wanted to play on the colors of the glitters and see what I could pair with it. So I used 2 polishes from Salon Perfect called Lime Ice and Banana Split. Those are really good polishes. They're 3-coat neons, and then I used Essie's Playdate to go with it, because the glitters that I picked for this crowley had blue, pink, yellow, green, red, and then there was dark red like triangles or diamonds, I think, in this glitter mix that I had. I liked it, but I had issues with the glitter crowley situation. I think my ratio was off a little bit. I was just playing around to see what I could come up with, and it just didn't quite go the way I thought. I wore Monarch Lacquer's white base coat. I can't think of the name of it. I knew I was going to forget. Did I write it on here? No, I didn't. Anyway, I'll link it down below. I've talked about it before. So I put that on, and then I still had to do 3 coats of the glitter crowley that I made, and I just thought, yeah, this isn't what I thought it was going to end up being like. It just didn't turn out. Removal wasn't easy for that glitter crowley either. I just removed it a couple hours ago, and it was rough. So it was a little tougher removal than I thought because there's so much glitter in that one. But I don't have a name for the white crowley that I picked out, or that I made. I am thinking something birthday-esque, but we'll see. So I think that's it. That is everything that I wore. If there's anything that I missed, I'll list it down below. I will try to put all of the polishes down below in the description box. I will list them down there. That way you can reference them. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me for this lengthy video. Again, my apologies for the off-sounding voice, nasaliness, and all that stuff. I do sincerely apologize. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know which one of these is your favorite. Hope you have a great rest of your week, and we will see you in the next one.